Don't be fool to become a money mule. Alright guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Today I'm gonna go to the bank for an appointment because I need to sort something out. But anyway, don't worry about that. The weather looking alright today. A bit miserable but sunny. Anyway, I've got a serious story to tell you all today and about my past and how not to be an idiot like me. So years ago when I was at college, or before college actually, it was me and my mum in the house, and if I remember, we was arguing about a modelling career on the booklet portfolio because I wanted to be a model, right? And you have to purchase booklet to promote yourself and get notice and get jobs, and I didn't have the money for it at the time. It was about over 500 to a grand for a portfolio and I couldn't afford it really. So I was begging mum to borrow money to me, and she didn't really. And she goes, son, I can't do it, can't afford it. I was like, why? It's an important thing to me. At the time it was. She goes, no, I just can't do it. So me and her was arguing for like 20 minutes, and just like, I told her this line. I remember that because in future, when you ask me money, I'm not gonna give it you. And I kept my word. And I remembered that on that day and night, my friend was promoting on her Instagram story about making quick money and stuff. And if I remember, I looked at it, I was like, you can make a few £1000s in an hour. So I was like, rah. So obviously I'll text her. Well, it's a she, by the way. Yeah, I know. Usually males do this, but anyone can do it. And I text her saying, how'd you do that, etc. And she goes, well, meet me up next day and she'll explain it all, the process. So I thought to myself, when I was asleep, I was like, should I do it or not? Because if I do it, it will be dodgy and then something will happen to me. Or should do it because you only live once, right? So I went to sleep and I got up the next day. I had college. I was younger at the time, I was at college. And I was only there for like a few hours, left at 12 in midday. Got the bus and went to town and met her. Now, if I remember, we had some food first and spoke to each other. So we're not seeing each other for years. Because I've met this person since I was like 11. Then it got all serious all of a sudden about the process of making quick money. And then walked at the food area, went outside, then went to this bank called NatWest. I think it was NatWest. And then she explains me the process. Now, if I remember, the process was give her my PIN number, give her full bank card details to her, obviously screenshot it, also I could take a picture of it. And I was like, why would I do that? And of course, because she needs to. I was like, okay, give it her anyway. If I recall, she's like, it will take like 6 to 8 hours to put the money in. I was like, okay, thank you for your help. And then she took me to somewhere else. It was this alleyway, not alleyway, like the back street of town where people like tramps and that live, or drugs. And I was actually scared at the time. I didn't know what to come or expecting. And I met this bloke saying to for me that the money will come in and that. I have to wait patient. And then yeah, that happened. Then after that I went back home, felt it was normal. I was just normal, I didn't really know what to do. So I do that, the people, my friend got my bank details, I don't know what's gonna happen to it. And if I remember, around 8-ish at night, I had a notification on my bank account. And now obviously my bank account was flipping Lloyd's at the time. And it mentioned that something suspicious in my bank account. I thought, oh, okay, this is a bit serious. And then an idiot like me didn't really rang them up. Well, I couldn't ring him anyway, because the service closes at flipping 5. Or if I was really smart, could have contacted them on a line or something like that, or chat service thing on the web. But I did it because I didn't want to grass up my mate. So I just left it, acts like nothing. and then went to sleep. Next day in the morning, and I remember this, it was Friday, and got up, mate went, meet me up in town now. I was like, oh right, okay. And this was the day when my mum was at work. I was like, well, good opportunity because she's not in. So I didn't even go to college that day either. So I stayed at home, got myself ready, and went to town. And she went, bring my ID and that. Well, my ID was flipping professional at the time. And passport. So I don't think I brought my passport, but I thought I brought my ID. I met her, and she went, try to take out the money out of the cash machine, and the cash machine was Halifax at the time, Halifax. And I tried to take out £500, and it did. And I was like, wow, okay. Then after that, she went, might as well try it at Lloyd's in town. Went in there, I was shitting it, literally I didn't know what to do. I was on builders here, man, useless UK. So yeah, what I was saying, I was at Lloyd's and she was all calm. She was all calm, like she's done it all before with other people. I don't know how she does it. I was in the bank and asked the front desk saying, oh, can I take out all the money in my bank account? And she goes, why? And I just have to lie. She even put me a few things to say, mentioned about my autism and all that, or acts a bit dumb. And the front desk didn't really buy it at first. I was like, oh, this is not gonna work. And then if I remember now, I looked at my bank account and guess how much the money was in the bank account? It was over £4,000. Yeah, it was over £4,000. I was like shocked because I never had it like that before. And flipping, and I was like, you need to take her money out now. She's saying to me down my ear about anyone else hearing it. I crossed the road rapid because I'm gonna get ran over. Then, if I recall, she said to me, but I need to take all the money out. I was like, how? Because you can't do it all at once. And then you have to ask the permission to do it at the bank. And even so, even before then, I had like flipping camera. Yeah, I had flipping £7 on my bank account at the time. Yeah, I was broke as hell, man. And I was humble. I feel like as well, having that money, yeah, it's just sad really. I feel now I'm lucky in a financial state. I can afford things. And this was years ago now. Obviously, got more money now in the bank account and my own savings and stuff. So I'm pretty lucky now. But back then I wasn't, and I was naive as well. So yeah, anyway, was in the bank, and eventually they believed me, so they let me to take out all the money. And if I remember, we took out 3,700 quid, and I was left with £7 something again, like I had before. And then after that, she was saying she will give me the half of it for as an award. I said, what award was this? I was over helping her out and her friend. I was like, oh right, okay, that's different. So I was looking forward to get the award, and I was at home chilling. And my mum got in, and she goes, well, you been in college today, son? I said, yeah, I've been. Told a little lie, but I wasn't in college. I don't really lie. It's not really me, but I just have to. I was waiting for a few hours for the money to come in my bank account. And then I tried to text this girl, my mate, and yeah, guess what she'd done? She'd delete me because she knew the consequences. The result will come soon, so that's why she deleted me. And I was shocked, why she deleted me for? What have I done, kind of thing like that. I thought, I kind of knew that she lied to me, even though she didn't really tell me that. Do you know what I mean? So I was waiting for a few hours for money, didn't really came, and I was like, what should I do now? Should I tell the police or tell the bank that my friend tried to fraud me into my bank account? So I didn't really tell anyone. Yeah, I was like, I felt a bit silly. And even after that day, a few days after that experience, but my life and personality has changed. I've gone more quiet and more suspicious, like, or even not myself. I just felt cautious every time my mum looks at me or something like that. Yeah, a few weeks gone by, and I remember one day I had a letter through the post, and I remember that it was saying that my bank account was closed. I was like, shit. Right, I need to sort it out as soon as possible, right? And I went to the bank, it was Lloyd's, went to the bank, and I said, my bank account was closed. It's so accessible, you can go in the app and that, but you can't transfer or anything like that into it. So I said why it was being closed, and then they're not stupid, right? So what they've done was they've rang the company and they've talked to me about the suspicious money into my bank account, and they were asking me questions such as, DeRay, do you know this suspicious money or something? Or DeRay, do you know this person? And obviously knowing me, I had to lie, because obviously my mate did this to me. They were asking this person's name. I was like hesitant to answer it because I didn't know the person, right? And I said, yeah, I know this person. They asked me like how and stuff, what's his second name or something. It was a man. I was like, I don't know. And I was trying to guess. If I remember, I guessed it, but I got it wrong, and she went, well, you're lying to me. And this lady on the phone was flipping mad to me, and it's like, you know what you've done, you know the consequences. I said, well, no, I got autism. And I said, like, this girl was flipping threatening me and stuff. And she said, I didn't believe you, you did it, you know what you're doing, and that's why we closed the bank account. If I recall, she ended the phone straight away, and she was being rude, and I was more worried anyway. And she goes, well, now DeRay, what you can do is order a next bank account. You can go to a different bank account now, not with Lloyd's, and you're not allowed with Lloyd's anymore. I was quite upset with that, because I like Lloyd's at the time. I like Lloyd's, and flipping tried to apply for different bank accounts like RBS. Oh no, actually, yeah, stupidly, I applied for basic account on Lloyd's, and it all declined straight away. I didn't get that, so I tried RBS. Tried that basic bank account, didn't got it, and then I think I tried Halifax as well and didn't got it. And I think one of the banks told me there was something inside, something on my notification bank system thing, and I thought, what do you mean by that? And one of them told me it's this company called Cyfas, and if you guys don't know what Cyfas is, Cyfas is where the system let other people know, or mainstream bank accounts, that this person is not allowed to have a mainstream bank account for like a certain of years. So the max year is 6 years, being blacklisted, and like you're not allowed to have any other accounts. And I just felt a bit stupid, right? And I rang the Cyfas and said, can you take out the flipping blacklisted name on the system? And they said no. Why? Because you knew what you was doing. And I said, well, I didn't at the time. If I remember now, I sent me this form to sign of reasons why to remove me on the system. Did that, waited for a few weeks, and this was in the summer, and they got back to me and saying, oh, we're not allowed to do it for good reasons. And their decision was based on what I've done. And I was like, oh, this could be forever, this. And this was like a few months after what happened, right? And because this was happening in March, and I've applied to Cyfas in June, so that 3 months later. And then eventually, what's most sad thing was, I told my mum about this, and I told my mum about what I've done, and told a lie to her face, saying I wasn't in college at that time and did something bad, which was obviously moving the money onto my bank account and out again. And even at the time, that money was someone else's, so obviously that's like, oh crap, it's like, what have I done? I told her that, and even at the moment as well, I felt to kill myself or do like to end my life, because I couldn't handle it anymore of lying and what I've done. I felt really ashamed, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to have to tell my mum. So I'll show you, but little flies in my face, man. I had to tell my mum about it all, and she went flipping mad. And she even said, how on earth you believe this person will give you a award after what you've done? What an idiot. She went psycho, she went mad for like over an hour. She can't believe it. And I was crying to her as well. And eventually she gave me a hug in it. And then she goes, what am I going to do now? And then I said, well, I've tried to run the company fast, they don't believe me. And then she goes, try ring financial ombudsman. And they will do is they look on the complaint, what you've done, then make the final decision and see the company, which was Lloyd's, done fairly or not. If it's not done fairly, then they can make it right. If it's done fairly, they can't do anything as much apart from saying that they've done the right job by blocking me on the system. And yeah, I just felt really silly towards my mum at the end, but it was just scary. I couldn't really tell her right away anyway. I've applied my bank account was Monzo bank account, and they were accepting me. Obviously it wasn't mainstream, it's not a mainstream bank account, so it's all fine. Then I've been using that for time, and what's more embarrassing was I have to use my mum's bank account to put money into a bank account. So if I remember, I used to work for college for one, because I used to get little funds from college every month to support me in that. And secondly, I used to work for Boss Casting, and I used to get money all the time from them doing little TV jobs and stuff and adverts. And after telling them that I didn't have a bank account anymore, so I have to use my mum's, and this was before I applied for Monzo. So yeah, I just felt a little disappointed. I felt like a little kid. Then after when I applied that in the summer, I just felt more depressing, you know, and I don't know how this person done this to me. In autumn, I've applied it again to Cyprus, and did a little bit more dig into it, how to persuade them and all that. And this time I mentioned that I felt really depressed and feel like to end my life. I mentioned it on the form, and they didn't really buy it really. It's just saying that, oh, we're still not allowed to blacklist you. And I was like, oh, flipping out. Yeah, towards the end of the year, that year was just bad for me. And I remember the year that I've applied for financial ombudsman for the first time, and I wrote a long paragraph and said, do you know what, I need to change my life, I need to go back to normal, I need to do it, I can't do it anymore. So I've applied to them, and it took them like over a day to respond to me. And they rang me up, and this woman called Jennifer, right? And she goes, explain to me your story and all that. And I explained that what all happened. And then she was seeming genuine at the time. And she goes, well, I'll see what I can do and leave it to me. I was like, all right, okay. And I was like, well, is she going to do the job or not? And I didn't really have faith in myself. I thought, you know what, I'm going to stuck in this mess forever. She did the job, and it took ages. And then she went, DeRay, we got back to you, and unfortunately, we can't remove you. And I was like, why? And I said, it's just the same things that I said before. I just felt gutted. And I've applied it one more time to her, and I said, can you actually sort this out? And this was like a new start. So I said, yeah. She said, yeah, go on. Took ages to do. I remember this moment of my life when she told me that she has sorted it for me, and she went, good news, DeRay. And I'll show you on the screen what she wrote. And she said, fortunately, we saw the issue and they did follow the guidelines and policy right. But she went, I've learned my lesson. And she goes, because it's the new year and that, they got to decide to blacklist me on the system. Even though lawyers didn't like me at the time, and she persuaded them to unblacklist me. I was like, I was buzzing, I was screaming, I am free. And then like, I opened the door when I saw the email. I was like, yay! And I felt my life just back to normal. But unfortunately, I'm not allowed to go back with Lloyd's, so I was not forced about Lloyd's. I moved on now, so I remember got myself sorted straight away. I've took a few weeks yet to remove me on the system, and after a few weeks, it was only when I've applied for a different bank account, which was Santander. And if I know, I applied for a basic bank account and to build my credit and that, and I knew something like sort my life out. Basic bank account, I was a bit hesitant to apply. I passed it. I passed my bank account, started doing it over again. And I thank Santander, to be fair. I just felt glad. I can do normal things again with a bank account. And then towards autumn, I was like, well, I might as well apply for flipping normal bank account, which was everyday account. Applied that, and I got through. This is where Lloyd's used to be, and this is where when I went to another bank account, which was RBS, but as you can see as well as Lloyd's, it's been closed down because a reason was, and currently, because digital world. Yeah, I'm so happy now that my life has changed a lot since then. I'm more grown up as I was, and yeah, I'm really buzzing for it. Yeah, I got a few reasons why people still do it today. It even got a lot worse now than when I did it. Possibly because one, I would say that people are struggling at the moment. So like nowadays, this financial problem with cost of living has gone worse. Most people can't afford even basic food or clothing anymore, so yeah, that's why it's more problems. Reason number two is that social media, and I feel like they only done it because the vulnerable people will say, yeah, I want to make quick money and stuff. I'd rather do it and then get the results quick, you see. Don't believe what you see on social media telling you about now, man, because I've done it. And this was flipping on Snapchat when my mate did it, so it's a lot worse now. Reason number three, I probably say gangs. If you're vulnerable and you don't know what to do in your life, then obviously that's the only option. Not only option, but there's options there to think, right, I've got to join that gang and think, I've got to make quick money and stuff. So I might as well join in so it happens. And it's not a good look, man. It's not really a good look. It's quite saddened, really. Also, as well, I think I was lucky at the time because at the end, I just thought, you know what, I'll give him one more chance to see if it really changes his life and that. Which it did, and I'll never go there again. Obviously, I'm not an idiot now, more adult like. But you know what? Some people around the world or in the UK don't have that, if I know. Because I've seen a few scenarios and reviews, people don't have that, and they have to actually wait for 5 and 6 years, remove them on the system. And I was like, that's so sad. Even that means if you're an adult, and it happened to you, you can't really do anything in 6 years. Yeah, you can't even get a credit card, you can't even pay your mortgage, you can't even like pay bills or something like that, or you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just a learning curve really to those people to not do it again. And that's why as well fraud itself is a big issue around the world. It's people just give vulnerable people the details and stuff. It's scammers as well. And I would never do that towards those people, it's not me. And that's when I took someone's money at the time. It's just not good, and it's just that that person had that money in the savings account, or all their money in general, it's gone. And if I remember now, my mate had like over 10 different bank cards in her pocket. I was like, how do you do that? She might have robbed him, and like, obviously she could have robbed him. I just don't believe that shit about make quick money in that today. It's not really necessarily a good thing. Rather make my own money in the proper way, as working or investing, and then save until you leave home, or go somewhere you dream life. Literally been walking like over 30 minutes now to the bank from my house. It's good exercise because our blood pressure is up like 150 plus. So this lovely village here, which is called Disbury, only a few branches left like this. I'm so lucky, but it's not going to end well towards the end. So yes, I am at the bank now. I'm going inside and sort it out. Flipping out, man, what a long walk I had. Alright guys, here my favourite place now. I'm the old school cafe. Gotta get something to eat and go back home because I'm at dialysis soon, so yeah. See what I'm saying about the price now, like £3.60 for milk, bananas and bread. Stupid. And then you have to pay for a bag as well. And see how much it is. Yeah, for the £4. Yeah, you take it.
Please select your payment method.
And that's why people are struggling to pay off debts or in general nowadays and do silly things like what I've done in the past. Look at that sky, man. Doesn't look like good. I think it's gonna rain soon, but still. Yeah, I got myself a little something to eat and then I'm gonna eat it here now before I head back home and go for a dialysis. But do you know what I like to say? That hopefully I inspired you all to not become like a money mule, because it's not nice, it's not pleasant, and I feel like I have to address it because I know people out there are struggling or coping with this situation that I used to have, and I know that people don't have luck like I have, but I'd rather just tell you all the truth and see a different side of me today. But if you got any story like that, let me know on Instagram or Facebook or on commented, and I will read and I'll respond to you, because it is a serious topic and I'll just try and make sure everyone is aware of it and maybe one day make a documentary about it, you know what I mean, and make it worldwide. Don't be a fool to become a money mule. Anyway, in a bit. Thank you for listening.